That's lovely, her solar plexus.
Dinah,
I've never been called the solar plexus before.
Well, you are mine. And do you know that when he first did Hello, Dolly, he was so young that he had to lie about his age and make himself older so that people would respect him?
You're kidding.
Really, he was just a baby when he did Hello, Dolly. I mean, I think he
How long did Hello, Dolly run? I thought it was only a few years.
7.5 beautiful years. But you know, the incredible thing about that show is it never stopped running.
No.
It's played in every country, in every high school auditorium.
Yeah.
And here we are again.
The greatest women in the theater in every country in the world have played our little Dolly that Jerry nurtured, and it blossomed right under me. It's a privilege.
Isn't that nice to hear somebody talk that way after all these years? You promised that you were going to do a song. And maybe, can you set the scene, or will you set, who's going to set the scene? Jerry's going to set the scene. Okay.
Now, in Detroit with this show, we were in trouble with our last song because I had written a spoof of an operatic diva saying goodbye to her lover, and it just didn't work. It left poor Carol out there in the spotlight.
But it was a wonderful song. It just didn't fit the plot.
It didn't fit the character, and we got laughs for 30 seconds, and then it just died. So I locked myself in my hotel room, ordered some chocolate fudge cake, and...
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. I can write in 15 minutes with
fudge cake.
Because he is a chocolate.
Takes a little longer with potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 20 minutes later, I called Carol and said, come down and listen to this. And it was just like you see in the movies. I taught it to her that night. The next day, Gower Champion staged it, and we put it in 24 hours, and it was So Long, Dearie.
So Long, Dearie. Carol Channing.
So Long, Dearie.
So Long, Dearie. I'm going to listen to this.
You know
I'll be
what?
right over here.
Horace has just turned Dolly down. And you know, Dolly, the fun of Dolly is that she's a woman at the turn of the century who is widowed and has to pull herself up by her bootstraps and make a living somehow.
That's right.
And survive. And she's going to make it. And she shoots for the pot at the end of the rainbow, and she makes it. That's the joy of doing Dolly. She's the first of the women's libbers, you know.
Is she?
Well, at the turn of the century.
Sure.
You know.
That's early.
Kind of early.
Okay.
So
Jerry Herman.
Yeah.
And Dolly.
Yeah. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Don't try and stop me, Horace, please. Wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. You ain't gonna see me anymore. But when you discover that your life is dreary, don't you come knocking on my door, for I'll be all dolled up and singing that song that says you're dog. I told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. Dearie should have said so long ago, because you treated me so rotten and rough. I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. Dearie should have said so long ago. For I can hear that choo-choo calling me on to a fancy new address. Yes, I can hear that choo-choo calling me on board that Happiness Express. I'm gonna dance and drink and smoke a cigarette. I'm going as far away from Yonkers as a girl can get. So, and on those cold winter nights, Horace, you can snuggle up to your cash register. It's a little lumpy, but it rings. Don't come come a-knocking, I'll be all dolled up and singing that song that says, you dog, I told you so. So, Horace, you will find your life a sad old story when you see your dolly shuffle off to glory. Oh, I should have said